Let's be real. 178. We creeping on up 200, fellas.
We almost there, man. Almost there. We all supporting Brad today, clearly.
200. Sure.
Shout out to the homie Austin, man, our sponsor as well. And might as well go and start off. Get it started. All right. First topic up. Y'all been sleeping on the rock on the show. Y'all know we got a big Panthers fan and a big Baker fan, and now Baker is on the Panthers.
I find it funny that the other Baker fan, every time we talk about Baker Mayfield, never fails. He always fails to show up on this podcast.
So, I mean,
I appreciate that call out, Trevor. I appreciate that call out, Trevor.
I do appreciate you too for at least standing up and standing by Baker Mayfield, unlike some people of this podcast.
Speaking of,
look at him, man. Hold your ass on. Why you in the comment? What you doing? You know damn well this got up under me finna come for me, bro. Don't come on, bro. Like get your ass on.
With fire. Come on, man. I love him, man.
Like I said, I at least applaud you for at least standing up on your two for Baker Mayfield. I will give you applause for that.
Man, look, I appreciate it, bro.
You know, Savage missed the information exchange, man. You know.
No, because he gonna find himself cheering for my Panthers, and he know I'm gonna get on his ass if he start doing it.
I love you, Savage, bro, but I just had to do it. I had to do it.
There's nothing I need to say at this point. I can jump right on off. Honestly, Trevor said everything that needs to be said.
See, he had the business, man. Holding down for the bakery.
It's all right, bro. Like I said, much love, though. Right. But I had to get you on that one.
I know you're here with me in spirit.
Yeah.
But anyways, last week Baker was traded to the Panthers for a fourth and it was a conditional, either fourth or fifth round pick.
I think it was wasn't it a conditional fifth?
Yeah, it's conditional fifth. It could become a fourth depending on if he played 70% of the snaps.
Some trail mix is what you can really call it, Johnson. Just call it like some trail mix. We ain't got to get all technical with it.
And also, Cleveland will be paying most of his salary. They're paying $10.5 million of his $18 million salary. So, you know.
A win-win situation. A win-win situation for Baker Mayfield. Let me tell you why. Because y'all know, if you've been listening to the podcast, I'm a fan of Baker Mayfield. I think he's one of the most misunderstood quarterbacks in the league. And I think that the person up under me, not you, Trevor, because I know you got a soul, but the person under me is salty that 2 years ago he beat him in a wild card game, and he still ain't been able to recover since then. But if you look at what Baker Mayfield did with the Browns fans were wearing bags. Freaking brown bags to their games before Baker Mayfield got there. And he actually got them into a playoffs. He actually got them to win a playoff game. Him and his team that's around it, of course, but Baker did help lead that. So he gets misunderstood. You get a new coach in who probably didn't like him from the jump, if you want my opinion, and you get a chance to get Deshaun Watson. So you pretty much decide to just let Baker go, with issues, with whatever issues that you probably came into with. So He's been a good quarterback outside of last season, but he's been misunderstood by a lot of people. But Baker is a good quarterback, especially if you surround him with talent that the Carolina Panthers do have. It's a win-win situation because not only are you getting your old team to pay your salary, but you get a situation where you can be a top 5, top 10 quarterback in your conference. And I think that's good enough to be wild card. Like, we didn't make the wild card last season. If you come in and do better than Sam Darnold, we can finish the season 500, which I expect us to do, and I expect us to be in a wild card. I'm good with that. Why you doing all that, Skylar, when our record probably be better than y'all's? It's all good with me. But I believe there's levels to it, and I think that if we come in and do better than what we did last season, we're going to be a great team, especially with Baker on the field with us. That's just what I got to say.
Trevor, do me a favor. You can kick your feet up. Kick your feet up, Trevor. Let me take care of this, because what me and Trevor have aligned on when it comes to Baker Mayfield,
both still fans, by the way, for the people that don't know,
the words that you're using to describe Baker Mayfield is my problem, and I'm pretty sure if it's my problem, then it's Trevor's problem as well. He's an average quarterback. Nobody's acting salty that Baker Mayfield beat Pittsburgh in that playoff game. Really beat the brakes off of us. So let's call it what it is. Granted, also Steelers had a very, very terrible quarterback that game. Let's also be real about that. But at the end of the day, Baker's an average quarterback. The reason the Cleveland Brown fans went from winning the brown paper bags to being excited for their franchise is because of the team around him. Baker Mayfield was an average quarterback, but what propelled him to look to you and to Savage as if he's worthy of a number one pick or he's worthy of being described as good is because of what was around him. He had a really good defense led by Myles Garrett. He had a really good secondary on that side of the defense. He had literally probably one of the best running back combos in the league, had one of the best offensive lines in the league. And so with that, he was still average. So we're not, nobody's saying that, what the Carolina Panthers got, wasn't a steal. Like, he was so average to the point that Cleveland had to pay part of his salary for y'all to even talk to him about making the trade. That's how average he is. So that's what I want you to be. That's what I want you to be cognizant of. We talked to you for years about Doc Rivers. We talked to you for years about James. Here's one of those things again. For years, we're telling you Baker Mayfield is average. So I don't want you to come back to, in 6 to 8 months and you're saying, we went 500 because he's average.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Before you cut me off.
If Baker Mayfield puts up, let me ask you this. If Baker Mayfield puts up, let's say top 7 quarterback numbers in the NFC, is that average?
In the NFC.
Or better yet, what will it take for Baker Mayfield to be above average?
I got the list. I got the list of quarterbacks in the NFC. I was talking now while Scott was talking.
I was just saying I need a list of quarterbacks right now because I know Brady, Rodgers, Dak, Matthew Stafford,
Dak, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
You probably put those 500 in Baker. And Baker,
I think with the team we have, I think Baker Mayfield can put up better numbers than Kyler.
He could.
Yeah, no, I say he could.
Because of what you're saying,
Baker is in the conversation with the rest because it's Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, James Winston. Like he's in there. He's in there.
He's in that mid tier, right? With those people.
That's damn near top 5 right off the top. So you can't call him average and then everybody up under him average too, then, huh?
Yeah,
like that's what
nobody said that. Nobody said that they're not.
You're really cool with that.
He's in that mode. Like he's not. I'm putting it like this. He's not Brady or Rodgers.
No, I'm not saying he's
not. I wouldn't put him over Dak Prescott or Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, but after that, he's
after that. Okay, Kyler Murray is a toss-up, but right now, I would probably put Kyler Murray there right now. But I'm not saying that Baker can't take usurp him.
You also got to know the NFC is weaker at quarterbacks than the AFC, so you were to include the whole NFL. Baker is anywhere from 13 to 20.
It's levels to it, bro. Levels. Show me some levels to it. That's why I said if you're able to take us to the wild card, which I know he can, especially with the team that we got healthy. That's what I'm saying, and I'm happy.
Really good because the NFC is weak, really.
Exactly.
Yeah, the NFC is weak this year, but I'm just gonna say that it's weak this year, but it's going that division, man. It took a hit, but you still got to deal with Brady.
But here's the thing, fellas, is what we're also overlooking. Is he even going to be healthy enough throughout the season to even get to that point?
Yeah, that was going to be my point. That was going to be my point.
That worried me. It's his inability to stay healthy. So that's the thing. I get it. Like, I understand from a Carolina perspective why you traded for him, but I want us to look at everything holistically and say, like, if Baker Mayfield is healthy enough to at least get you to, if he can get you, 13, 14 games, you'll take that. But is he going to be able to give you that? If he gives you 13, 14 games, then hey, you got, at minimum, you're in the, I won't say at minimum you're in the playoffs, but you're at least contending. I'm just not.
That's what I want right now.
Really, he gives you daily games. It's just about, like last year, he played pretty much all the games. He just had a torn labrum playing. So it's about him being healthy.
That was my question. Was that a Cleveland decision or was that a Baker decision? Because I know he was playing for a new contract. Yeah, he was playing for a new contract.
He should have sat out because he messed himself up because he played bad.
And everything to Skyler's point, plus he also had a standout receiving core. Bro, you had Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham on the same roster, and you still look average. So our thing with Baker Mayfield is simply as this. if he is highly regarded as you and Savage say they are, then Cleveland wouldn't have went out of their way to trade for Deshaun Watson. It's just that simple.
And guarantee him all that money.
Watson is still a top
and fully guaranteed money at that.
That's the thing.
If y'all got a chance, if any team of us, even if the Titans had a chance to trade for a top 5 quarterback,
we would have. Keep pointing out
that's not fair. It's still not fair, bro. That's still not fair.
Here's the kicker, though, too. Cleveland was willing to fully guarantee his contract, and nobody else would. That's the thing. Nobody's saying that they wouldn't have traded. There are several teams that would have traded.
Thank you, Savage. Thank you. Savage has made my point. What was the franchise before Baker got there? Because what I'm honestly gonna be on record for, I'm on record for my Panthers pick. I don't think Cleveland gonna do much next season. Call me dumb, call me crazy.
Cleveland ain't gonna be playing.
Maybe the season after the franchise that don't know what the hell they doing.
Cleveland has
all this money. He probably don't even play this season. Like,
Cleveland as a franchise has been in there prior to Baker, and they have one playoff win and playoff appearance since Baker has got there, and he has 2 losing seasons. So what?
Also,
they did than going 0-20 the seasons before then.
They did do a little something smart with Deshaun. They only paid him $1 million of their contract this year because they knew he.
That is true. That is true.
And
that's a whole other story. And that's a whole other story if he's possibly looking to only serve in 4 to 6 games. But yeah,
before Baker, exactly, bro. Like Baker does deserve some credit. He does deserve credit.
Nobody's saying that he does not deserve credit. That's what I think you're overlooking. Nobody's saying it. It's just I'm saying he had so much.
Y'all talking like he's the second coming to Brady when Burr is barely on Kirk Cousins level. Let's just be real.
Exactly.
That's the problem. Exactly. That's the problem. Like, we're not taking nothing away from Baker Mayfield. I give him his props. I give him his credit where it's due. But let's come on, bro. Bro is not elite, bro.
What would it take? I still want the answer for Lito. What will it take numbers wise for Baker to go from average to above average?
Well, one, he needs to get to a point where he's not turning the ball over. That's been my biggest thing for him. So if he can give you 25, 30 touchdowns combined, whether that's throwing and running, and then he can bring those turnovers down to maybe 1 a game, because it seems like he has multiple turnovers a game. So if he can do that, then I think that would make me at least say for this upcoming season or for that particular season that he's no longer average. But again, I have to see not only that his stats improve, but I also have to see him consistently play 13, 14 games a season. That's my thing.
You're too Baker. Yeah.
Basically,
yeah. I'll say
basically
something around second year Baker.
Basically a healthy Baker. Like, he's healthy.
There you go.
Even in to me, because of the run, it's kind of him and Ryan Tannehill remind me like you had Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry, play action. They're average quarterbacks. They might be a bit above average.
There's nothing wrong with that. It is nothing wrong with being average at all. If it's winning you games, it is what it is.
All right, Ryan.
That is a name, Deshaun Kaiser. Whoo-wee.
You said year 3. Yeah, year 3, because year 2 was the year he had a great rookie year. Year 2, he fell off a little bit. Year 3 had a great year. Then year 4 had the injury and he fell off again. So he does win odd number years. So this is 5th year. It's an odd number year.
What is spinning?
But real talk, from a Panthers perspective, though, you needed to move on from Sam Darnold at the quarterback position. Getting Baker Mayfield pretty much for next to nothing was probably the best thing that you can do. Carolina, let's just be honest. We want to be real, is on the upswing. They got a nice defense. They got a nice young core. When healthy, Christian McCaffrey still one of the top running backs in the league. They still got Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. Can Baker come in and put this all together? Will he be a la Sam Darnold, or will he be a la Kirk Cousins, which is who we're holding his standards to at this point? But to our point, if he stays healthy and plays well like we've seen him do before, I mean, the sky's the limit for Carolina. They could surprise some people and get a wild card spot. So,
and Tuke Kirk Cousins fan too. So No.
I don't think he's a fan of Kirk Cousins anymore after
the States.
Posted that picture of the States.
Oh no. I like to see him in a Panthers jersey, but we got Baker now, so we good.
Yeah.
And if Christian McCaffrey gets hurt again, we saw Derrick Henry get hurt last year, and Deontay Foreman came in doing well. Y'all got him now.
Right. That's why I'm excited to have Foreman on. We got a real good team, and we got a chance to have a top 10 defense. Like, we got a good team. We got a solid team, and people don't know. So we'll see.
For the listeners, man, y'all can tune back with us in August. We're gonna do breakdown, kind of like episode breakdowns of our teams. We're gonna do one episode about the Panthers, kind of previewing the season. Same thing with the Steelers, same thing with the Titans and the Cowboys.
Are we doing one for the Eagles?
The Eagle fan, come on.
He got the Savage show for that. He gonna do that on the Savage show.
He gonna do the Savage.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to
nice plug. I like it.
We're gonna have to do a hostile takeover on the Savage show. Man, hope all lines improve. Yep. Y'all definitely. That's the problem.
That was a problem for them. That O-line can get straight.
We good.
They can make some noise.
On the Savage show, of course. Yep. TSS, the Savage show. Tune in to the Savage show, everybody. Every week comes out on Mondays.
I'm still waiting on my invite.
But moving forward, let's get to a couple. Real talk going on here. WNBA All-Star game. I sat there and watched it. Got to the end. They give Kelsey Plum the All-Star game MVP. Shout out to Kelsey Plum. This little ass trophy though.
They're like a sippy cup.
That whole weekend was just a
sippy cup trophy.
That whole weekend was a mess, man.
Can I be Kelsey Plum's thoughts real quick?
Go ahead.
Can I be her thoughts? She's holding this trophy. It's like, damn, this is a little ass trophy. But I'm gonna make sure I smile as hard as I can to show how pissed off I am that I played my butt off and got this small ass trophy.
I played my butt off. I've set the record for threes made in a WNBA All-Star game, and all I got to show for it is this little ass Walmart trophy that y'all decided to pick up.
You're bigger than that, Savage.
I've gotten a bigger trophy than that from Vacation Bible School. Like that is.
Yeah, I've got better trophies than that too. So
what's the size third place trophy?
Like look at the way she's holding it.
Yeah,
look at that. Look at the way she's holding it. It's so small.
Hold on, see, it's stuff like this. I got called the NBA out on this. Like, if y'all supposed to be collaborating with the WNBA, like this shouldn't even be allowed. You got summer league people getting rings for winning the summer league, but you couldn't. That money you spent on summer league rings could have went towards a All-Star MVP trophy for the WNBA, man. The NBA needs new leadership. It's just that simple.
It looks like the intern ordered this trophy. Like, to your point, Trevor, like, there are people who make the decisions on, who's, we're going to give out rings for summer league, or the trophy is going to look like this, or the trophy is going to look like that. But then the intern for ESPN was like, or whoever it is, the NBA is like, all right, I don't know, maybe I ain't got this in my budget, so I'll click that. Like what is that? Is her name even on that?
No, it's not. Where would you put her name at this point?
Bro, that's like when you go to the tea parties and they had a little teacup.
Yeah, it was like
take a little top off.
That's a sippy cup vibe.
This is sad.
This beautiful, man. My wife got mad. She really got ticked off when they jumped. They gave me a trophy.
I would have too. And the game was pretty good too. It was a great game. It was very competitive, things of that nature. But for it to end the way that it did with this is just. It's sad.
I remember when used to have like them big ass cups, like he used to drink crunk juice out of. I think is what it used to be called.
Yeah,
like those cups were bigger than this. Like, bro, this is
hold on. I'll be back. Just give me a sec.
No.
Hey, question I have for y'all, like I want to go to what Trevor said. If the NBA and WNBA is supposed to be coexisting, how is the NBA allowing this to happen, man?
I got one answer only, is that the partners of the NBA didn't know. That can be the only way that I can say that they didn't know. Somebody made a huge mistake.
The intern
got this thing and embarrassed
this
themselves.
Trophy is 20 years old and it looks better than the Kelsey Plum. Like, come on, bro.
I was about to go find mine, but I was like, hey.
Now I want to see if I can find a trophy in my house that's bigger than that.
Right.
I got one somewhere.
WNBA, y'all need new leadership. NBA, do better, please. Please.
You know what?
like, for
I
the
got a
love of
trophy.
God,
I probably could be find it right now. On Thanksgiving a couple years ago, we had my stepmama had a bunch of games we played. We had like me and my wife literally won the trophy for one of the games we had won. It might not be bigger, but it's almost the same size as them for real.
What's that? A Captain America trophy?
Thanks, Ryan.
What is this trophy to? Like, what did you win that
for?
Like,
from the U of M, Miss Mahogany. Miss Mahogany.
Dang, bro, we need.
Yeah, but to Ryan's point, everything that the NBA players do with the WNBA is all a front. It's just a front. It's just all for show. Because if they really cared about the WNBA, one, you would have had a better venue for All-Star Weekend than where you actually end up playing everything. Because when they had a 3-point shootout in the skills competition, looked like a high school gym. Let's just keep it 100 there. And then for this to happen, like, come on now.
And it really took away from, like, in my opinion, a pretty decent All-Star game. For those that watch it, it was pretty decent. I mean, several people went off. Sabrina Eskew, Jesus Christ, lady doesn't miss. But there was so much talent. Sylvia Fowles had a dunk. Jesus Christ, like I was not expecting that. Like
that's the thing, and it's the fact that this took away from Sylvia Fowles dunking should tell you something.
It was her last game. It was her and
in her last All-Star game. Yeah.
And Sue Bird. That was their last one.
Yeah, and Sue Bird
came out with this small ass trophy.
Yep. Yeah, it's out to the NBA. Like the marketing, like this, it's beautiful. Like, bro, why are we watching? Why are we prioritizing Summer League over WNBA? Like,
who's the commissioner of the WNBA? We need to write him a letter.
I think
it's her. Why need to write her a letter?
I got her name on my.
Commissioner, I guess.
Kathy Engelbert.
We all need to write her a letter.
Yeah.
And voice out this dismay.
Matter of fact, the actual promo, the episode picture that I got on the actual episode flyer, she's actually the one handing her the trophy in that picture, the commissioner. So.
Yeah, my letter's just gonna say, "Sis, what you doing?" That's all my letter gonna say. Like, what are you doing to allow this?
This is crazy because, like, even think about I think their max contract. I think we talked about this before. Their max is like $228,000. Like, I think G League is
crazy.
I gotta look it up, but that's like right. Like, so yeah, man. I think like we're bringing attention to it. A lot of people are bringing more attention to it these days. But like at some point, we need like stuff to actually happen for the women. Like Skylar, I know you have a daughter. Like we got people with daughters out here. How we supposed to encourage them to play basketball? And we seeing how they get treated in these aspects, and they have to go to Russia and get arrested. Freak Brittany Griner. Like this is the reason she's in Russia in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Years, bro.
And now she's being held captive because politics, but that's a whole different conversation for a whole different day. So,
right. But anyway, one last comment. WNBA is the reason. Yep.
Yep. There it is.
Exactly. Boom. So, yeah, we just keep bringing attention to it, man. We need to make sure, man, we support the women. Make sure that they get their pay up. Make sure they get their due diligence, and they just do better with marketing. But
for sure.
Before we move forward, let's get a message from our sponsor. Let's Be Real Media is pleased to announce we are sponsored by Ralph Brand. Ralph culture is surrounded by skates, punk, and hip-hop art. We are looking forward to co-designing materials for this journey with them. Please visit ralphbrand.com for purchasing merch now and for future collaborations with Let's Be Real Media. All right, to move on to better news, we about to give our flowers to someone. If y'all do have more flowers to give after this one, feel free to give some, but definitely have to give our flowers to, and get the photo up, Miss Sandra Douglas Morgan, first Black woman to become a president in the NFL for the Las Vegas Raiders. How y'all? Wait, what was y'all thoughts when you just seeing this? It was random just seeing it, but like, what was y'all thoughts? Order to Skylar Trail.
No, I think it's about time. You know what I'm saying? I think I really learned like a stat like really a few years ago that women watch football as just as much as men do. And I feel like it's about time that they have some kind of representation that represents that. But not only is it a woman, it's a Black woman. It's somebody that look like us that I think that's going to make the biggest effect, especially in the city of Las Vegas. Like, people don't realize that Vegas does have. I mean, she respectfully, she is a great looking woman as well. But I think that in a city of Las Vegas that is growing, they do have a community that is out there. Otherwise, I don't think we'd be seeing a football team. But the fact that she does have the leadership, she meets the qualifications, and the fact that she looks like us pretty much is a win for us and a win for her. So definitely congratulations to her.
Hey, for the people, I gotta say something to Ryan, bro. I almost a Raiders fan. Nah, dog. You ain't finna lead the Titans that easily, man. All right, Skyler.
If I can throw a shade really, really quickly, right before the show, we were talking about being pioneers. So shout out to her for being
come on, man.
Shout out to her for being a pioneer and you know, and having a job or entitled just like
You gotta clock out, bro.
I can't believe I just said that. But shout out to her. To what you just said. You know, not only is she a woman, but she's a Black woman. So it's amazing to see things like that. Shark, you talked about, Shark Savage and I having daughters. So, you know, I wanted to be able to explain things like that to my daughter, to say, you know, things like this are possible, you know, if you put your mind to it. And if you say, you know, I can do whatever I want to do. So, you know, congrats to her. Let me shut up.
I hate to be that guy. Well, I'm just speaking specifically from the Raider side of things. Nothing to do with her, because I'm pretty sure she was well qualified, things of that nature. Congratulations. Anytime we can get some representation, 100%, I'm all for it. Congrats to her. I'm pretty sure she's going to do well in Vegas for the Raiders. But given what had transpired prior to this seems a little bit forced. Now that you really think about it, because of what happened with the situation with John Gruden. It seems like, okay, maybe the Davises was like, okay, with all this going on, we got to knock this out with a big time hire for this position, and it can't just be someone of minority. We need to get something that's going to completely flip the script, basically, from what's going on, what went down with John Gruden. So not only are we going to hire somebody Black, but we're going to hire a Black woman as well, and we know that's going to be highly celebrated. Bingo, hook, line, and sinker. But again, I'm happy for her. Congratulations. Anytime there's any representation in any form or fashion, especially a front office position in a male-dominated league such as the NFL, I can't do nothing but give my kudos. But just a little suspicious. Seems a little bit forced because of what transpired prior to this hire. That's my only issue with it.
Yeah, should I get that one too, Trevor? I ain't even thought about that. Yeah, that's a really good point. But to everyone else's point, and to everyone's point, a Black woman getting that opportunity, even if that is the circumstance, hey, it's better that it's a Black woman that actually got the opportunity in this in that environment anyway. So either way, I mean, it's great to see. Was she the first actual woman as well, or just first Black woman?
The first woman and first Black woman. Yeah, period. Just to be in a front office position like this. Yeah.
So yeah, that's big time, because I was like, I don't think any women.
And I'm glad it's to a team like the Raiders that's kind of on the upswing of things as far as a team, because they got talent. They got Devontae Adams, of course, Derek Carr, starting to bounce back. So it's not just any regular team where, you know, she could come in and eventually be fired. It's actually a decent team like the Raiders that's on the upswing as far as contention is concerned. So again, kudos to Ms. Morgan for that.
Cool. And like I said, man, celebrate the women, celebrate the Black women. Came from one segment, they needed more respect, to another segment where they actually did get some respect for the women. So hey, let's keep pushing. Like I said, we're gonna keep trying to bring this up as much as possible, especially when she is on. And so salute to the women and celebrate the women. Time to move on to your board. ESPN / Ballsack. Both of y'all are bored. Both of y'all.
Do we really want to put Ballsack Sports on?
Yeah, I don't think Ballsack bored. That's them.
No, Ballsack is a troll account. That's the
That's what they
purpose
do.
of that account is to
All
troll everybody. I said I don't think.
account bored to me.
Okay, all right, we'll allow it.
They all bored, but ESPN gets the biggest blame for this because Ballsack, like you said, they did it for this reason. I literally watched that whole Ja Morant, Taylor Rooks, interview.
Great interview, by the way.
Yes, great interview. Great. That might said nothing. He said something. I know she set him up for the cook comment. She was like, he said something about Michael Jordan about, you did you just meet him and all that stuff in the top 75. She like, yeah, you would have cooked him too, huh? He was like, oh yeah, I would have cooked him. So he did say it. But saying if you put Michael Jordan to today's game, he's just another superstar. You have me, Steph, Luka, Damian Lillard, Trae Young, and guys like LeBron, KD, Giannis, Kawhi. It's not just about one superstar and a bunch of average guys. Then they quoted, and that's why ESPN gets the biggest blame. They quoted Bleacher Report. Now, Taylor Rooks,
ESPN. Defund ESPN. That's what we need.
Taylor Rooks, well, that was the Bleacher Report interview. So defense literally took what Ballsack said and quoted the Bleacher Report. How bored is ESPN?
I mean, this per usual when they talk about
and this isn't, if I'm not mistaken, this isn't the first time that ESPN has failed for a Ballsack Sports tweet and actually said it on TV.
Yeah, that too.
So whoever's working ESPN social media like that, I need them to like really start paying attention. Like we talked about it before the show with our guy Devin. Shout out to Devin taking over as the head guy for the social media for the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have allowed this to happen, but somebody at ESPN social media needs to be fired. It's just that simple.
They got to hire better interns. They ain't doing too good.
It's either that or they need to pay them. It's either one of the two.
That's true. But no, this is another example of ESPN not doing their due diligence when it comes to doing their research, when it comes to doing the background check on some of these reports or teams that decide to give airtime to. So to what Trevor said, like I'm not sure what the heck is going on at ESPN, but you got to do better, man. Like give your people a break. Let some of these people take off. So maybe that's what they just need. They're so hungry trying any type of content that they don't need to. So,
and this goes. I would say this goes back to the women again. WNBA, like you prefer to find any just hot topic quote they end up being fake to talk about than to talk about.
Yep.
I didn't hear anything on ESPN. Well, I didn't even watch ESPN, so I don't think I saw anything social media wise on ESPN about the trophy that we just talked about, right?
Yeah.
That goes back to that point. Like we need to hear more outrage on that than to hear about if even this was a real quote. Hearing about this
exactly,
get these hot topics out, but hey.
So I have a your board. Go ahead.
My bad. No, it's returning to this. What we're saying really is, I know people may get tired of me bringing it up, but it's that whole new media versus old media thing that Draymond talks about. Because I don't think this is going to be the end of ESPN not doing what they're supposed to do. And honestly, I think at this point it's purposely done because it's still getting people to talk about it. It's still getting those quote unquote views and clickbait and all that. And I think that's in a way starting to work for ESPN rather than, telling the truth or telling what we want to hear or what we want to talk about, which is, new media, which is what we talk about. Like you just said, Shark, we ain't see none about that trophy on ESPN. I'm not sure if they're going to talk about it on First Take or not tomorrow, or Monday, whatever. Or today. Oh, my bad. But it's like, what we talking about here? They gonna have Ballsack Sports and cover it up with Bleacher Report. That's something they're gonna continue to do because, like I said, we gonna talk about it. The kids gonna talk about it or not. But in that separation, you got people like us that's needed to talk about everything else that they not gonna talk about.
Yep. And before Trevor go, I like to commend Draymond for one. Him and Kendrick Perkins had their little back and forth, and he called him. I think he called him a coon. I like how he had made another video. I don't know if people really paid attention to it because people don't like positivity, right?
Exactly.
But he did make another video apologizing. Like, you know what? I didn't understand the terminology fully from where I come from. It was, it was used differently. So he apologized and Kendrick Perkins kind of explained why he, calling him a coon in the first place. And it was like, he realized he was wrong. And which is what new media does. Old media, they wrong about something. They just, hey, we wrong. They ain't finna come back.
We wrong. We're gonna keep it moving. On to the next stuff. So on to the next slide.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's what ESPN is coming out with. I mean, you know me, I'm anti-ESPN. Let me shut up.
Well, we all anti-ESPN at this point because we always roasting them. But anywho, I actually have a flowers and your board segment that I like to give out. So of course the your board, I talked about it last week. It goes to Le'Veon Bell, who officially announced his retirement so he can focus on a career in boxing, which I don't see going well too much. And I'm not going to get on the topic of celebrity boxing because there's another celebrity boxing match that's been announced. Again, we're in a whole pandemic and it's not just COVID-19. But where I give my flowers to Le'Veon is for him finally coming out and admitting what Skylar and myself have been saying for years, that you shouldn't have left the Steelers. Because since you left black and yellow, your career has tumbled all the way down. Now, at the time, was he, capable of getting the money that he asked for? Yes, absolutely. But let's just be real. Pittsburgh made a great decision in not paying him because we chalked up most of his success to the success of the offensive line during those times. And you saw clearly from his time with the Jets, his time with the Chiefs, and of course, just recently with the Buccaneers, that things weren't the same since he stopped wearing the black and yellow. So I give him his flowers for at least coming out and admitting that, proving Skylar and myself right from the whole get-go. But you pursuing a career in boxing, man, like this celebrity boxing thing just got to stop, man. We in a whole pandemic with this, man. I'm sorry.
Hey man, people want to fight, man. Let them fight, man. Let them be great.
No, see, there you go again. Nobody saying that they can't fight. Stop charging people to watch you fight. That's the thing.
Exactly.
I don't care. It can be two people across the street or my house. I don't mind them fighting, but don't you dare charge me $30 to watch you fight. That's what I got a problem with. Don't you do that. That's my problem with these celebrity boxing
I better bootleg it.
I would even bootleg it. It's like,
right. It's not like we have solid fights, whether it's MMA, UFC, boxing is stepping up here over the past couple weeks and couple months. Like they're legit fights. So like stop trying to stop trolling and asking people to watch your fight and charge them for it. Don't, to what Trevor said last week. Stop putting up these paywalls. People got to pay $50 to watch you fight. Like, come on now.
And he's still a rapper too, or he gave up the rapping career?
I hope so.
I feel like a lot of folks did. Lonzo was a rapper at one point too. Like,
I think the only one that actually had something going with Dame and Miles Bridges, and Miles Bridges messed his bag up, and that's all another story.
But I got the flowers as well. Picking back off Le'Veon Bell. I don't know if it's just me getting older. I respect players going for the money because your career is short. And Le'Veon said, "Still isn't gonna pay me. I'm getting my money. I don't care if it's gonna take my career down." He got his money. He went ahead and retired now. Shout out to Damian Lillard.
Yes, sir. You brought him on.
That's what I'm saying. Free him. I'm like, you know what? $61 million, bro. What championship? What? Like, I think Sandra said that, man. I could buy me a ring on eBay, bro. Like, $61 million a year.
Exactly. Thank you. Make the front office do their jobs, man. Make the front office do their job.
Yeah, Shocky, you literally took one of mine too. I was gonna give a shout out to DeAndre. Ain't forgetting his bag too. Bet on himself and getting his bag too. But with Dame, man, it's like 42 mil. 45, 48, 59, $63 million in 1 year. What the hell I need a basketball ring for? Granted, that's my goal to get there, but I'm getting
the ultimate thing though, and the ultimate goal is a superstar. But
long lived off, man. Get paid.
Yeah.
Get paid. Rule number one. Come on, man.
Rule number one. Get to the money. Rule number two. Don't forget about the money.
Come on, bro. Like you talking about a young homie from Cali, from Oakland, bro, who living his dream playing basketball, finna get $60 million in 4 years. And not only that, to my honest expectation, he'll be 37 by the end. If he want to retire, cool. Put him in the front office. With that kind of money, throw him a percent. That's winning basketball. That's life changing. Yeah. You got people like whatever his name. I forgot his name. He's an analyst on ESPN. That Is his legacy gonna damage that? Are we gonna forget it? Will Dame Lillard be a forgotten superstar?
He already top 75.
Come on, he's already top 75.
So it's like, what else you need at this point?
Like,
that's why I said, like, I find it funny that when players choose to stay and they re-up for the amount of money around this, even with Bradley Beal, it's like, yes, if they offer me this much, yes, I'm gonna take it. Like, make the front office do their jobs and actually try to build around their star. And I think we forget about that sometimes at times when it comes to those contracts. But Skyler, you had your hand up. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, to what all of y'all are saying, if somebody's going to pay me, hell, if Nike, if whomever is going to pay me, X amount of $1 million over several years, and somebody won't do that, then hell yes, I'm going to take it. And to what one of y'all just said, like, who cares about what other people say? If my daughter or my son or my child believes that I'm the greatest person on earth, that I'm, the best player to ever play the game of basketball or football, then who the hell cares about what anybody else got to say at that point? So again, to what everything y'all just said, like to Bradley Beal, to Damian Lillard, get your money. To those people saying, go get a ring. Who cares? Who cares about getting that?
Nick Wright was the quote unquote analyst I was talking about, by the way, but you got him and people like him that's gonna discredit his legacy, because he didn't win a championship, and he went on to name 8 players, the Tracy McGrady's of the world, the Charles Barkley's, that people that we quote unquote forgot about. And I'm like, no, we don't forget about people that made an impact on basketball. Dame Lillard has made an impact on basketball. Dame Lillard came in the league averaging 20 points a game. Like, shout out to my brother for being one of those early fans that try to put me on early. He's a top 75 player for a reason. Like, and you're gonna have analysts that's with the AI syndrome. Oh, he didn't make the practice, so that's gonna damage his career. You're gonna have those people like that trying to come for Dame when really he's basketball, bro. He's done everything he's supposed to do. So
he's an anomaly too. Like, he spent 4 years at Weber State and was a lottery pick and became a superstar. Like, let's just be real here.
All right, Skyler said he got
yours.
Yes, two quick flowers. One, shout out to flowers to Ice Cube for having the Big 3 tournament. It's on CBS, which is huge. And I'm only bringing that up because Sharky said we'll be out for the next 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we'll be heading to Dallas and we'll be going to see the Big 3. So I'm excited for that. Second, quick flowers. Also,
amongst other things, by the way. Amongst other things.
Shameless plug. Next Sunday, July 24th, the men of Betty's Omega of Iota Phi Fraternity Incorporated are doing back to school drive. So that information is out there on my page. I'm pretty sure Trevor's page, Sheedy's page. So if you're looking for the details for that, pull up to the back to school drive next week.
Yeah. Shout out to the Big 3. Shout out to you guys who will be in Dallas in 2 weeks. But let's be real, it's going to conquer all big events. So while they're in Dallas, I'll be in Nashville for WWE SummerSlam, which is like the second biggest event, almost like the NBA Finals of wrestling. So I'll be there conquering that on the 30th. So, hey, we everywhere, man. So be on the lookout. You just may see us popping through.
Yep, big things popping indeed, man. Got big things coming. Like Skyler just mentioned, we will be out the next 2 weekends. I might drop a video sometime, like a midweek video, like I said. I think I've canceled. So since the last episode, I have stepped down and took away Let's Tighten Up podcast. Made my final episode. It was tough decision to make, but part of the reason is just, hey, I got tired of juggling 3 podcasts. I can make Let's Be Real. We can get more content on Let's Be Real, and I could take some of the stuff talking about the Titans on the midweek episode. So that was my decision on that. So let's be real. We're gonna have more content coming out than just on the Saturdays. So just be prepared. More blogs and everything. But
I need something to shake with these trades because I'm trying to do this 30 for 30 for all these teams, and I don't want to do nothing. And then something happen, and then I gotta go back to the drawing board. So like
I've been saying from the jump, Kyrie and Katie ain't going no damn where.
I don't think they are either. So
don't do that. Get that video out the way.
I need to do this 30 for 30 for these teams. Like, I really want to get this done.
Yeah, because the Phoenix trade, now that they matched, which trolled and all, Phoenix matching the offer for DeAndre Ayton. Keeping them right there. They can't trade for KD now because
he just resigned. Yeah, he just resigned. They matched the deal, so they can't trade for him. So As much as it pains me, thank you to the Minnesota Timberwolves for creating this chaos. Thank you for creating this chaos, Minnesota.
Oh, they did. They did that. Shout out to the Jazz too. Jazz ones to finesse them, and they trying to get the bag for Donovan. Y'all saw that package they declined from New York.
Yeah, they wanted 6.
They won 6 first. Woo, boy.
Hey, I guess you don't get it if you don't ask for it.
Exactly.
And Emmanuel Quigley. That's 7 picks right there in the last 2 years. So that's Emmanuel Quigley.
Run me all your young talent.
And I'm proud of Grizzlies.
Danny Ainge was like, bro, run me all your young talent and 6 first. Like, bro.
Because you know you'll be like, all right, cool, send it over. Like, damn, I for 7.
And I'm also proud of Grizzlies fans for not wanting necessarily Donovan Mitchell would be nice, but that backcourt of him and Josh, the CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard defensive problem waiting to happen. And we saw that we want championships in Memphis. We went, we've done what Portland did with those two.
Donovan Mitchell, if I'm doing business with the Jazz, Donovan Mitchell is not the guy I'm targeting. I'm targeting Bogdan Bogdanovic, if we want to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But
hey, I got a question. I know it may y'all may not care about it, but I'm just curious. What the Knicks gonna do with RJ? Because we seen the bags that Zion and Ja just got.
He gonna play another year. He restricted
free agency. Another year. He gonna hit the market.
DeAndre Ayton restricted free agency. They can match.
Yeah,
they probably gonna troll him too, like Phoenix did DeAndre. He must be great.
They ain't gonna have no kind of money bringing in Mitchell.
Yep, which is crazy. They're gonna be the battle for the 6 to 7 best team in the Eastern Conference with that trade. But let's do it for another day. Get that trade actually go down. Nobody got anything else? Cool.
Nah, we good, man.
Got an early one this time, fellas. Till next time, everyone. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Peace.
Hey, at least you got TBT to hold you over, which is about to start now, if I'm not mistaken. So go check that out. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some good basketball games on. So,
yep, finish right in time. Deuces.